Alrighty, what is up, my friends? Welcome to another news segment. We're going to be talking crypto news. That's right. We got a few core stories for today. If you missed the last video, then you missed out on obviously all the crypto updates, some headline hunting, some of the more details that are continuing to come out about the SV and ABC fork. That's an ongoing thing. And then also too, we talked about some Black Friday sales. So Black Friday, Cyber Monday, Cyber Week, you can expect that a lot of your favorite crypto tools, crypto softwares, crypto resources will be on sale this week, as most people, especially in the United States, participate in this madness called Cyber Week. It's great for those of us who buy from year to year and get to leverage that. But if it's not going on in your country or doesn't really benefit you, then I guess don't worry about it. Okay, first up, I've got 4 stories I want to talk about. The first one is a pretty big one, because I want to bring some attention to this, right? I want to bring some focus to this. Coinbase, right after the last lawsuit was essentially rejected, within less than a month, there's another class action lawsuit essentially filed against Coinbase with the whole Bitcoin Cash fiasco that happened late last year. Now they're going after insider trading, which I think should have been the core focus all along, but maybe they were, I don't know why. Like, I'm not a lawyer, and I don't know why they went with the angle that they tried to initially play. Maybe they thought they're going to get more mileage out of that. I don't know. But essentially, here's what they're claiming. The sudden launch of BCH was effectively part of an attack by Coinbase and CEO Brian Armstrong to depress the price of BTC and to inflate the price of Bitcoin Cash to encourage more transaction and greater profitability for Coinbase. The new filing reads, I think that's pretty spot on, and I think that's exactly what they did. Whether or not they actually are held accountable for it, who knows? But they filed this on November 20th. Here's the crazy part. Bitcoin Cash is now gone. 1 year later, Bitcoin Cash is fucking gone. Let that really sink in. While everyone was claiming Bitcoin Cash is the real Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash is the one that's gonna make it, Bitcoin Cash is the best, blah, 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 blah. It is gone, guys. And we now have 2 coins in its place, SV and ABC. It's just stunning. That's how quick the game can change. Not overly committing yourself to a belief, idea, position, coin, project is probably a good idea. Not only from the standpoint of like everybody who comes back in and says, I told you so, but from the standpoint that like this is a very fluid space and ecosystem, and things are always changing. You, unless you're friends with Roger Ver, Craig Wright, or Kelvin Ayre, or Jihan Wu, unless you're friends with any of those guys and you know what's going on the inside, you really don't know shit about what's going on with your coin project or your favorite coin. And you gotta always keep that in mind. Like that, I think that's such an important perspective to have. Not saying that like supporting Bitcoin Cash was wrong in any sort of way, actually. I'm just saying that now it doesn't exist. Very, very interesting. I think Coinbase was definitely just going after a quick buck on that. I don't know what was actually worked out behind the scenes, but give it enough time and it will come out. Whether or not something's done about it, or whether or not anyone's held accountable, that's a whole other question, okay? All right, next up. We had this news piece drop yesterday, which is that a central bank in France was gonna endorse tobacco shops being able to sell Bitcoin. So the Federation des Buralistes has obtained permission to sell Bitcoin at tobacconists from July 2019, privately owned French radio network Europe 1 reported just yesterday. And what was interesting is that piece quickly got picked up and spread around, and I think maybe a day later, a statement from the Bank of France itself denied it. Okay, contrary to what was asserted this morning, without prior verification, no such agreement has been signed with the aim of allowing Bitcoin sales in these shops. It's not true. Maybe that was just speculation, maybe that was just rumor, or maybe something happened last minute and they backed out of the deal, but they are denying it now. Okay, so that is officially bunk. Next, we are going to take 2 pieces and talk about them both in the same conversation, which is crypto mining. I talked a little bit about this yesterday. There was some footage that was released that was supposedly old miners like literally being dumped, like in a wheelbarrow, being dumped off in a pile on like this rooftop or construction area in China. Now, supposedly that was recent, but people found the video, dug it up from the past, and it was actually after a flood. It was a bunch of old mining equipment that was ruined. Still, the context of that is unknown, but there's a lot of supporting evidence now that in China, some of the different rigs are hitting their break-even point, and they got to be shut off. I told you that yesterday. I heard that for an S9 it was 3,800, but it's going to be different depending on the rig that's being run. Apparently, it is true that this is affecting the overall mining market because we see this happening, and there's articles that ran all day yesterday with this video piece showing like somebody dumping a wheelbarrow full of old miners out into like this much bigger pile of miners. But I don't think that that is recent. I actually think that that is just rehashed old stuff. Next is we have Norway removing the tax breaks for Bitcoin mining. This is quoted as being a disaster by a Norway mining company. Norway, a country known for its green crypto mining outfits, has decided to roll back a tax structure which previously allowed cryptocurrency miners to be taxed on power consumption at the same rate as other industries which use a lot of energy, according to a local news outlet. It makes sense that they would back this down because there's these kind of semi-quasi studies coming out saying that Bitcoin is using too much electricity, and Norway is known for being like a green country, so it makes sense at the surface. I don't know what supporting evidence they have to make a decision like that. Okay, so the change is apparently big. Okay, currently miners pay about whatever this is per kilowatt hour. This is in line with other high energy consumers of 0.5 megawatts or more. However, after January 1st, they will pay the normal electricity rate, which is, we're going from 48 cent ore to 16.58, or roughly 2 cents in tax alone per kilowatt hour. The reaction from pro-business Norwegians was not favorable. And last piece here, Parliament member said that they don't want to support an industry that employs few employees. So I think it's a little bit of like this Green Nation pressure from the, who knows, they might even be getting pressure from the UN, pressure from their own residents, pressure from social media, because this whole power usage thing. But that is a really telling statement. They don't want to support an industry that employs few employees. Well, that means then they're just going to continue to make things harder and harder for crypto because it's not an industry that requires a lot of staff, a lot of employees. That's really, really interesting. Norway's power grid is almost entirely hydroelectric. That's the deal with that. Outside of that, we've got some other stuff going on. The ETH is continuing to bleed out. I think Bitcoin's sitting somewhere around 4,300 right now. Market cap is still down. Crypto Twitter is at war again with itself and with each other. And we've got the fallout continuing to occur from the Bitcoin Cash hard fork, which what did happen was there was a reorg of Bitcoin Cash ABC at 10 confirmations, which Craig Wright has made statements that that allows people to secretly mine and opens them up to some sort of vulnerabilities. And so it would appear though that ABC has drawn the line in the sand with where they want to be at. And so that's the reorg. That's what it's looking like. They're going to be operating from here on out. All right, that's it for today, my friends. Hey, happy Thanksgiving to you, to all of my friends that celebrate it and all of our followers that celebrate it. Happy Thanksgiving. We truly appreciate every single one of your likes, every single one of your comments, every single one of your subscribes and follows and mentions. Your support means so much to us, and together we can continue to push out this important information into the crypto market and help others make more educated and wise decisions with their money and with their time in the crypto space. So you know the deal. Go ahead and click like on the video. It helps support us. It gets us up in the algorithms much better. Comment if you would like to jump into the conversation with us. And if you're brand new to the channel, click the subscribe button, hit the bell notification. Be on the lookout, my friends. We will be dropping more videos on the channel soon. Bye.